answering to our questions. But the number is still the same, 0750-933-088. The drill is the same. Send in your question, either a voice note or a video, asking your business challenge, and right here we'll give you solutions. Of course, in a week, we've changed the drill somewhat just to ensure that we capture as many questions as possible. So we'll be answering to your questions at least once or twice a week, and on these other days, equipping you with skills that will take your business to the next level. Now, today our focus will be on BUBU, the BUBU Expo, the inaugural expo. Of course, it's happening this particular year, and we're looking at 9th of March all the way to the 3rd. Actually, from the 7th of March all the way to the 9th of March is going to be a 3-day kind of expo just for you, the local manufacturer. And so in studios, to break that down and so you can get to understand how you fit in this particular inaugural, kind of expo, BUBU Expo, I'm joined by Honorable Amelia Chambade. She is the Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Good morning, listeners.
Good morning.
Yeah,
so let's look at the BUBU policy. Of course, it being, policy approval happening in 2014 and the implementation pretty much happening from 2017, and now it's 2 years down the line. What have been the milestones pretty much and successes?
Yeah. Thank you very much for having me. I've spent a whole week running in and out of media houses to talk about BUBU. BUBU has been, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda, has been around for almost 2 years now. And I would like to thank Ugandans for embracing it. What is BUBU? Buy Uganda, Build Uganda is a policy that promotes local goods and services on the market. But also encourages networking amongst others, amongst other business communities. But it also promotes conformity to standards and quality, which is very important. Most people ask me, why are you promoting BUBU here? Aren't you disrupting the East African Community Protocol? But I'd like to inform Ugandans and all listeners that all countries have adopted local content initiatives in their countries. Why? What is the reason? Is to make sure that you improve on the quality and standards right from your country, but then at the same time, quantity. Right. Because if you have to export to Kenya, you must make sure that you have quality. Most people would ask, what are the achievements? Are Ugandans really benefiting from this? Yes, they are benefiting from this. How? I would mention about 5 areas. Let me talk about the shelf space in supermarkets. You Ugandans, you are complaining, especially the traders, wherever I would go. We can't access supermarkets, we can't access markets in the city. This is a market for you in the supermarkets. And I'm glad that it's now almost 40 to 50% goods on the shelf space. Interesting. Yes. Interesting. And I think I can attest to that because even with potato crisp, initially it was just brands that were imported into the country, but now we have an array, of SMEs getting into that space. In the shelf, a huge majority is actually locally made and manufactured or produced crisps, which is bottled water. Bottled water as well. Detergents. Cooking facilities like ingredients, a lot. Then you go to furniture, metalworks. Most of you are constructing houses. But what metalworks? Are you importing metalworks? No. Cement, we used to import cement from Bamburi. Bamburi from Mombasa. Right. But now we are making our own cement. Honorable, we have 5 factories now. Yes. Let me ask you this, because what a majority have been crying foul of, and we're talking about the citizens of Uganda, and we interact with them quite a lot, and they say that the reason as to why maybe I might not purchase, a Ugandan product is because of the pricing factor. And we can attest to this. Whenever you go to the supermarket, for example, compare the price of an imported good and the price of a local good, then the imported one will pretty much be cheaper than the locally made good. So with regards to the local manufacturer competing,
on the price factor, what exactly is the ministry doing to ensure that at least they have an equal playing field?
Yes, what is happening is that we are, once a product is made here in Uganda, we make sure that whatever product is imported, similar to what you're making here, it would have an excise duty on it. And that means it will be more expensive than the product. Let me talk about bar soap.
Right.
We make bar soap here. But if you start importing bar soap from Kenya, I mean, not Kenya, Kenya is in the region, let's say from China, definitely there will be an excise duty on that. So the consumer will eventually find it more expensive than the product which is made here. So those are the efforts and the plans we intend to have, so that Ugandans have affordable goods that are made here. But I would also like to call upon Ugandans. This being a liberalized economy, Ugandans sometimes come up with their pricing. I think you as Ugandans also, you should make sure that you stay within the affordable range so that your products can have a market here.
Right.
Yes.
Over and above just, imposing excess duty, of course, on the imported products so that, our manufacturers and local producers can compete on price, what other measures are being put to ensure that the production cost of, the local manufacturer actually goes down? Because most of them will ask, okay, fine, the Ugandans are telling me to lower the pricing of my product, but I pay so much for me to come up with this unit. It costs me X, so I have to charge it at Y for me to meet, my profit margin pretty much. So what is the ministry doing to ensure that also the manufacturing cost is looked into to ensure that it's affordable for a majority of the local?
The cost of production definitely is attributes to the pricing. So what we're looking at, we're trying to reduce on the tariffs, because when you produce definitely electricity, you pay a lot of you pay high tariff on your electricity. So we are saying that industries have to pay 5 cents. It is going down. It hasn't gone down to really 5. It's now still between 7 and 8, but it came down from 12 cents per kilowatt. So we're saying, we have to do this for you as a Ugandan. Cost of financing is another area. Cost of financing, we're looking at, we have a number of initiatives. For example, UDB has been capitalized, but one will say, how do I get to UDB? Because those are also some of the challenges that they have. We have an MSME desk, and we can recommend you to get there under the ministry. So we have the other initiatives that people don't think about is the youth livelihood and women livelihood. People who are in the local communities and the districts should try and access these initiatives. They are for you to help you grow your business.
Right.
When you talk about the microfinance is also there for you, because it goes down to 8% interest rate, and yet in the banks it's almost 20-something, 25, 26.
Double, triple the price.
Yes.
Right.
So there are a number of provisions for initiatives that government has put in place, but we still have to do more. This is not fully sufficient.
Okay. All right. And you say that they can actually visit your desk. You have a desk dedicated to that.
We have a directorate, a food directorate,
okay,
in the Ministry of Trade, which can guide you and lead you to some of these provisions. We have, if you're in the district, please use the district commercial officer. Every district has a district commercial officer who's linked to Ministry of Trade. This district commercial officer will guide you, will link you to the agencies, to the government agencies. For example, if you want certification, they will link you to UNBS. If you want a market in the region, we can guide you on how to access that particular market. So please use this district commercial officer, because he's accessible, he's available for you, and he's the link.
Interesting. And it's good that you're taking the services closer
to the people.
To the people.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's a great milestone right there. Let's talk about the local producer who has said, okay, fine, I've exhausted the local market and I want to grow my business into exports.
Yes.
What interventions are being made by the Ministry of Trade to ensure that, fine, of course, governments will impose tariffs depending on their, strategies and their policies, but the non-tariff barriers as well pose a great challenge to exporters, especially Ugandan exporters to other countries. So what, interventions are being made by the Ministry of Trade to ensure that that space is pretty much regulated and that we can easily access the export markets as well?
So, first of all, we have an NTB, a non-tariff barrier mechanism. This non-tariff barrier mechanism would help you. You use your phone. Everybody has a phone. So you call asterisk 201. No, yes, start 201. What's this? / yes. So there, it will give you a list of challenges that you have encountered. Everybody has a phone, and everybody can access that. It will give you a list of challenges that you have encountered, whether it is about revenue authority, it's about immigration, it's about traffic, police, and all these are linked to those institutions. So if you have a challenge, let's say you're transporting your goods from Maokota, from Moduma to Kampala, and you encounter a roadblock, someone asking you for money. What you do is step aside. You go there, you fill in the form.
Star 201 /
Yes.
Okay.
You fill in a form. There's a form that shows what you want, and you show where you are. A number of people have been, almost 70% of the business community have been, at least the non-tariff barriers have been reduced by this system.
Interesting.
We have not marketed it. We need to market it so that every Ugandan knows. So that is one area of overcoming the non-tariff barriers. Another area, I still feel that you have to use this district commercial officer in your area, because he will be able to guide you and link you up. Where are you taking your products? I'm taking them there. And then if you want to market in the region, this MSME desk in our ministry, but through still this link of the district commercial officer, will help you to guide you, to link you to COMESA, to ESC, and the markets around us.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
You have no excuse, guys. You have the solutions right there. And I think what you said is that only that, this is not marketed so much, but you are looking into it.
Yes.
Right.
But sometimes the media, is so expensive. Except on TV.
We are in the social media age, Honorable. Social media.
Yeah, social media.
Right.
We need to improve on that.
Yeah, I think we need.
I think my public relations officer has had that.
They need to wake up.
She's seated somewhere.
Yes, some social media campaign will do it.
Yes.
Okay, all right. And also bring the money to NTV. Quite affordable.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on and let's now focus on BUBU. Of course, we're expecting over 300, SMEs to be showcasing their products at the BUBU Expo. What criteria, of course, because we've been seeing the commercials left, right, center, great marketing on your part. Congratulations for that. But the questions are coming through. What criteria was used? Can I, as an SME, for example, be part of the showcasing list?
Yes. Showcasing, definitely. If it's showcasing, you have to pay something, depending on how big the stall is. You, as an exhibitor, you do have to pay some money.
How much are you talking about?
Well, I think the lowest is about 200 or 150,000.
Okay.
But the benefits no.
For the 3 days.
For the 3 days. But the benefits are immense, because once you go in there, there are opportunities that I'm going to list down here to talk about. You'll be able to network. You'll be able to network not only with the others, but also with government, because if you have all these issues that you're raising here, you'll be able to have an opportunity. But you'll also be able to attain skills, because Uganda Industrial Research Institute will be imparting skills in 3 days, and they'll focus on how to make cosmetics, how to make
soap,
how to entrepreneurship also is another form. Of course, we do business, but sometimes we do not know how to do business. But there are a number of trainings and imparting skills they're going to do. But of course, you're also going to access free treatment.
Health check.
Health check. Okay. Eyes, body, reproductive health, and all of that. And you'll be able to register your business. Some of you have been moving around with your business in your briefcase. But you'll be able to register your business with URSB for free.
Interesting.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
So for an exhibitor, you've already mentioned the rates, but for me who just wants to come and attend.
No, you're free.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. If you're a showgoer, you just go in. You don't have to pay a single shilling. You go in, and you also benefit from these arrangements.
Interesting.
Yes.
And let me ask you, this is the inaugural, BUBU Expo, Buy Uganda, Build Uganda. Are there any intentions of taking this to the regions as well?
Yes.
Because we have SMEs, spread across the country, and they're asking, when is this coming to us?
So this is the first show, this first expo, and we intend to roll out to other districts every year. It's going to be annual. It's an annual event. Next year, we are thinking of going north. The other year, we'll go east and then south, and then we'll come back to central. So we intend to roll out every year, and I hope it will be better and better as we continue with the regional expos.
Interesting.
Yes, it will be in Kololo. I know you've been to Kololo, all of you. You go there for political events. We expect the president to bless it. He'll be with us on the first day to open it. And there are also other besides exhibition of local goods and services, there is a National Women Entrepreneurs Conference. There is an awards dinner whereby we'll be awarding the BUBU compliant, both government, local providers, and private sector. Then, of course, a networking conference with the government.
Tell us more about the Women's Conference. Of course, we are in the month of women. It's March, and you're celebrating women, and you're talking about balance and stuff like that. So what exactly should women come expecting from this particular, conference of the women in this particular 3-day period?
Yes, first of all, I congratulate women for having, for celebrating our year, our year on the 8th. But this particular forum is organized by Uganda Revenue Authority. And what is expected there, all of you can come in and attend.
For free.
For free. You'll be able to access information on a revenue authority. Most of you have so many questions about a revenue authority, and sometimes you look at it as a monster. Yes. It's not a monster. It's your partner in business, and they'll help you, guide you. All your questions you have about revenue authority, your taxes are too high. These are the issues you're always telling me. These taxes are too high. We can't afford. Please come and attend that forum. Entrepreneurship is very high on the agenda. You'll be able to know how to manage your business successfully. Because most of you say, our businesses collapse within a year. But there are so many reasons why they do. Because, you have not planned well enough. You have not been able to access capital. Financial literacy is also another area that you're going to benefit from when you come. You'll be able to know how to manage your finances. Because most of you we do not know how to manage our finances.
Yes. Provided you have goods in your shop.
Yes. We keep diverting the money for paying school fees, for doing this. So that is also another area. So you'll be able also to network with other women who have made it, who have been successful. Remember, everybody has started from somewhere. Yeah. Everybody has started small. Don't think that all these prominent business women have started from the top.
Right. And Honorable, before we actually come to a close, we've already talked about the local, as much as it's BUBU, but I have to ask you this. We've touched on the local manufacturer, them that are, now trying to access the local market and maybe even getting to the export space. But you also have our friends downtown in Chikubu. Them that didn't, are not quote unquote what we call maybe, blessed or lucky enough to get into the formal sector, but they were like, hey, I have my savings here. How about I import some goods, get a shop downtown and start trading? And the majority in downtown, that's what they do. Most of the goods there are actually imported. And of late, they're all crying about the tariffs. Me getting my goods here, the taxes are so high, so I have to take up my prices and stuff like that. What is the ministry doing about it? You know, appreciating the fact that not every entrepreneur will be a local manufacturer or a local producer. What is the ministry doing to ensure that they also support the trader downtown who relies on imported goods to make a coin or two?
Yes, I'd like to thank you. First of all, what I would like you to know, your name is Malak?
Malak.
Malak.
Yes.
Yes, Malak, what I'd like to inform you, the richest people here in business are actually the Chikubo people. They're making a lot of money. But as I said, unfortunately, on imports, we have been putting out sessions or programs to sensitize them to shift and holding conferences or meetings. First of all, we encourage them to subscribe to associations. That is very important, to workers' groups. Secondly, I would like to cite an example. I went downtown for people who are selling Nigina, these shoes, plastic shoes.
Yes.
And I told them, all of you have been in this business for a long time. You have been traveling to China, and you know how these people make their shoes. Why don't we start a factory here? They had promised they would start one, but that one I have to find out. And I say, and they're making a lot of money. So what is important? What we have to do is sensitize them, because it's not an overnight achievement. But of course, some of them are reluctant. They think, oh, how will I afford? But when you compute and see the money they spend when they go out to you know, all the money they spend on transport, they go to they travel all the way to China, tickets and all that, and the money they spend on imports and all that, and the taxes, because the taxes have to be there on imported goods. That one you can't run away from. So what we have to step up our game also, and penetrate them all. I always tell my people in the office, go downtown and talk to the people. So that is another shift, a paradigm shift we have to look at and concentrate on in 2019. Go down, hold sessions every now and then.
All right.
But formalizing businesses, URSB has come out aggressively. They established an office downtown, and they've tried, they formalized a lot of businesses downtown.
Okay, all right, interesting. And you need to actually visit these particular offices. Then
But I encourage them to come to the show.
Yes.
Please, people in Chikubo, you are going to say that this is not for you. Indeed, it's for you.
Yeah.
Please come and learn more about your business.
That's interesting, and I'm happy that, you know, the service is actually getting closer to them, because they always say regulations are for them that are elite, but we're changing the conversation. For you to take your business to the next level, you need to get into that space.
Exactly.
Regulation, registration and stuff like that. Last question for you before I let you go, Honorable. You know, still sticking to imports and stuff like that. Here on the show, what we normally do, we ask the viewers who are in the business space to either send in voice notes or WhatsApp messages of the business challenges. There's this one question that came in, very important, especially now that we have you on the deck. He's a trader in Chikubo. He sells shoes, imported shoes. And what he says is that he doesn't have the money to actually go to China to get these products for himself. So what does he do? He gets a Chinese, you know, we have quite a number who bring the goods and then they sell on wholesale. So he gets the goods from there. And what he was crying foul about is that we think that when we buy these shoes from the Chinese who sells at an expensive price, then they could be of quality. But his experience of late, he took a batch, he bought one of the batches at an expensive price compared to other sellers, wholesalers. But turns out that these shoes were actually counterfeit. So his question was, what is the Ministry of Trade doing to ensure that they regulate the inflow of counterfeit goods and products into the country, which at the end of the day trickle down to that trader in Chikubo and of course affect his business directly? Of course, customers will not come to you and they know you have counterfeit goods. That affects your bottom line pretty much. You burn your money because you had to buy these goods. So what's your response to that inflow of counterfeit products and goods coming into the country?
We have a program called pre-verification of well, anyway, it's PIVOC. So pivot of good, of conformity of goods. So this pivot is a program that we initiated, whereby they check your goods from the point of origin. So when you're bringing in goods, they have to check them and you have to get a certificate to be able to enter the country. But of course, people have been dodging it, unfortunately, and sometimes they pretend that these goods are in transit. And we have stepped up our vigilance, working with Revenue Authority, to ensure that we track through electronic tracking system. We have an electronic tracking system, whereby we track the goods from the point of origin. I mean, from the border to its destination. We must say there are gaps in this initiative, that sometimes people smuggle because of the porous borders. But we have decided to work aggressively with UNBS. And UNBS also carries out, you've been seeing them on TV,
right,
going downtown, carrying out surveys. They send up surveillance teams to check. And sometimes the problem is we get resistance from politicians when they come across some of these goods, substandard goods, and try to take punitive action against the importers. Then it becomes an issue. Media comes and attacks us. Right. Why is the NBS why are they confiscating people's goods? Why are they? So UNBS has also come out aggressively, but we, as I said, we need to be more aggressive.
It's work in progress.
Yes,
and happily you'll talk to these politicians who are politicizing this whole space. Okay.
Yes, I do that.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in studios. We're getting questions on social media. People are saying, comment on the Uganda-Rwanda border row that is currently, the question, the conversation that is dominating the business space, not just in the two countries, but it's now becoming a global conversation. Your remarks on that?
It's unfortunate that after negotiating and implementing the East African Community Protocol, that we are experiencing what we're experiencing between Rwanda and Uganda, especially at the border as far as trade is concerned. My concern is trade. But some of those events or incidents that take place, they have undercurrents which I cannot speak for. Well, and sometimes diplomatic relations and all that. That one I can't speak for that. But as for traders, I call upon you to shift for the time being to start doing business with DRC. Let's go back to Sudan. There could be issues, but at least it's a more friendly border. Shift to Kenya while we sort out this incident with Rwanda.
How long do you think this will take?
I hope it will take a short time. I hope, yeah, because negotiations are already taking place.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Allow me to thank our sponsors.
Okay.
Yes, I'd like to thank our sponsors who have sponsored this expo. Roofings, Atiak Sugar, Power Dairies, Vivo Energy, Reham, Niagara, Premier Distillers, Steel and Tube, and other agencies that have supported us. I thank you very much for supporting it.
Thank you.
I greet the people of Mawokota. I know I'm not supposed to talk politics, but I greet you, and I greet you.
All right.
I shouldn't go beyond that.
Thank you so much, Honorable Amelia Chambade, Minister for Trade and Industry and Cooperatives here in the country. BUBU Expo 2019, the inaugural expo, just for you, the SME. You cannot miss out on this.
Come,
of course,
of
yes, please
from
come.
From the 7th to the 9th.
From the 7th to the 9th, Kololo
yes.
Independence Grounds, an opportunity for you to learn. And especially you who is looking for the export markets, you've been told there's a solution. If you have challenges, *201/ is the number to actually dial for you to get solutions on the go for the challenges that you're facing. Don't go too far. Morning Attentive still continues. We're taking a short bumper. We'll be back with the crew. Stay tuned.
feeling, my whole world is changing. Woke up, I was feeling down, but now I'm not complaining. Thanks to my 3 lucky numbers, you too can